this is Peter from Gentasite Studio with continuation of our tutorial for mobile app development with our example of budgeting app. In the previous session, we learned how to come up with app idea by sketching on the paper. This can be done on mobile apps or laptop using various sketching softwares. In today's session, we will use Adobe XD to create our UI user interface. If you missed last session, check the link in the description or in the content below. We dig deeper into how you can use Adobe XD together with Adobe Illustrator to create beautiful mobile app UI ready for coding. This will be a long practical session walking you through all the steps. If you'd like to run Adobe XD or Adobe Illustrator or both as a separate course, be sure to leave a comment. Remember to subscribe, like and share to receive progress update. Also check our website for more details, for more detailed tutorials and ebooks. I'll leave the link in the description below. So we open Adobe XD from our start menu. When it loads, we create our artboard. You can either start by creating a new one, or go to prototype and select create an artboard. Select desired mobile resolution on the right panel. I've changed mine to 1080 by 1920 pixels. On your left, you have a toolbar with most of the basic tools you can use to create UI elements. Using select tool, click and drag over your artboard to move it to a visible area. You can also play around with the zoom percentage to fit your screen. Pick rectangle tool and draw a rectangle shape to denote the different sections of the app. Name them accordingly. We have in our case cut items. Budget items. Button areas. And monetization sections. When designing our UI, we now know where each UI element will fit. We also design our app name. This can be done in Adobe XD, as I'm doing here, or you can design in any other software then import. Pick text tool and drag over where you'd like your title to appear. Mine will be on top left. Write the desired name. Mine will be my budget. You can use a different name. set font. You can sample the ones that are there. If a font is missing, you can always download and import. Then select color, select weight, is whether it's bold, italics, and the like. Mine will be black and black, and any other settings you need. Select the text item either by clicking directly on the artboard, or you can select from the panel. Group the two objects and name them as title. Name the group as title. Make a duplicate. You can either right click or copy and paste. Change its color. Ensure this new text is behind the original text. Then adjust its X and Y positions, that is move it up or down, right or left, slightly, to create illusion of a 3D object. After you're done, we need to add where our logo will be. Let's say app logo. This will be designed separately using Adobe Illustrator shortly. Mine I will place on top left, just above the title. Mine will be placed on top left, just above the title. Now we have a complete sketch of our app. We will design all UI elements and export into Adobe XD. I'll be using Adobe Illustrator. I will also be using Adobe Photoshop in the next tutorial, so keep tuned. Go to Start button and open Adobe Illustrator. Adobe Illustrator will be used to create UI elements that require feature and tools that are not available in Adobe XD. Select resolution that you feel is okay with you. I'll be using 512 by 512 pixels. Give it a name and the preset details. Leave color mode as RGB. This will allow you to export transparent PNG image. And click create. Select type tool. To start, you need to know what type of logo you want to create. Mine, I will create a simple word logo. I will derive the logo from the name of the app, budgeting app, so I'll be using BD, the initials. Set font size, should be big enough. Also font and color that you like. Type the letter you wish to use. In my case, I'm using B, which I will combine with D. Once you set the letter, pick the type tool again and type the next letter, that is D, in small. Drag it to align with B to look like they are together. That is, drag your second letter and align with your first letter so that they look like they are one element. Resize to make sure they align well. Change color and any other settings that you would wish to make and have it look more appealing. Scale them to fit your screen. Rename the layer. Copy the two letters and paste in place, then move them behind. That is, right click and move to back. Adjust the placement, that is the XY positions. Either move up or down, left or right slightly, to create an impression of 3D as we did with our title. Select rounded rectangle tool and draw a rectangle over our drawing space to fill the empty space. Right click and select set to back. The data block should now be sizable. Apply gradient to the rectangle. You can apply more design patterns as you like. When done, save and export as PNG. Go to File menu, then export your logo. Make sure it has a transparent background and save in your project folder. Open the exported file in any image editor and copy. Head over to Adobe XD and paste. Resize to fit your logo area. Delete the existing logo area rectangle marker and replace now with our new logo. By now we have two elements which are complete. That's the title and the logo. You can now move to Photoshop and design your logo. Add more elements, then export and import. The next design is our budget items. Using the text tool and rectangle tool, add some text. create title at the top. And square boxes for selection part. This data is dummy and will be replaced with actual data from database. At the end, you should have a tabular data like the one in the screen. Add some line separators to create a spreadsheet. You can add other elements as you wish. Remember, these are UI elements you will use in Android Studio. You can also design background rectangle shape in Adobe Illustrator and replace the current, or use gradient properties to apply gradient or different color. Change the color of the text. In the cart item, we will display the total items selected and total budget. When shopping, we will display the total items picked and the total expenditure against our budget. Add text, total item, full colon 0. This will denote the total items we have budgeted for. Add amount, full colon 0. This will denote the total amount for the item we are budgeting. In the button area, add some square boxes with text to denote various buttons. Arrange them well. Head over to Illustrator to create the buttons. If your Adobe Illustrator is not open, go to Start button or you from your shortcut and open Adobe Illustrator. Create new file. Mine I will use previous dimensions 512 by 512 pixels. To create button, select ellipse tool and draw an oval shape to fill the square shape. To fill in the square box. Give it a background color. Create a copy of the oval. Add text to denote your button. Revert to Adobe XD to get the name of the button. You can always check the names you gave your button when we created a while ago. Increase the size of the text. Also give your text a good font and color. Copy the text and paste in place. Select the text behind and change the color. Also adjust X and Y position to give an illusion of 3D object. Give the layer a name for reference. Create new layer and copy content of the previous layer and paste in a new layer. Adjust your text. Repeat this for all your buttons. Then you can preview how your buttons look like. Export each button into PNG file by disabling all the other layers and selecting Export from the File menu. With all buttons ready, we can add them to our Adobe XD design. Open each and copy the image onto Adobe XD and delete our marker. Resize and replace our dummy buttons with the actual buttons. Select all the buttons and adjust to fit well in your screen. Add our background. You draw a big rectangle and add a gradient. You can, however, design this in Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator. We'll do this in the next tutorial, so keep tuned. For this tutorial, we first add our gradient. Can be radial, linear. On the left side, let's now organize our design. Select items that are related or are to be exported together and group them. You can use Ctrl+G as a shortcut, or right-click the selection and select group. Now we have our complete design ready for Android Studio. Our UI design is complete. Next, we develop our user experience (UX). This will involve mimicking various buttons to see the flow and adjust where we feel there are too many steps or user experience is affected. This will complete our app prototype, which will now be ready for export to Android Studio. Stay tuned for the next tutorial and final one in Adobe XD, where we'll be using Adobe Photoshop to create our UI elements and import them in Adobe XD. Then from there we create our prototype.